A really wise man shared with me a great technique. I don't know if you've ever been to a science museum, and they have the big exhibit about planets and centripetal force. And it's under a glass dome, and it's like a big kind of shiny stainless steel funnel. And they release these stainless steel balls at the top, and they go around the perimeter very, very slowly. And gradually, as gravity pulls them down, they get faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And finally, they're at the center, and they're just whirling around. And it's like how the planets work. Like, Pluto, which I guess isn't a planet anymore, but again, it moves very, very slowly around the sun. And then each planet, as you move in, moves a little faster and a little faster. And apparently, Mercury's just zooming around the sun. And our thoughts work the same way. And typically, we don't become aware of them until we're caught at the end part where they're like a freight train, right? You think of that. Guns N' Roses, loaded like a freight train, flying like an airplane. He was full of night train. We're full of negative thinking, and it's just thundering through everything, right? Nothing good can happen that'll fix it. Nothing anybody says will fix it. We're just bound and determined to think gloomy, angry, awful thoughts, and they lead to quite destructive behavior, especially when they're turbocharged with some kind of substance coming back. So what this wise man taught me is start noticing your negative thoughts. And notice your positive thoughts too, but particularly your negative thoughts. First, you only notice them when you're in a big 2-week depression funk, but bit by bit, you will begin to notice the thoughts that contributed to that. And you'll find as you move your way back up, 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 when those thoughts first show up in your consciousness, they are small and moving very slowly. And that's when he said, that's the time for prayer. That's the time for conscious breath. He was a Christian minister, so he would call for Jesus. But whatever's holy to you, whatever's sacred, ask them, please stop that thought where it is. Don't let it continue any further. And you'll find the sooner you find those negative thoughts, the easier they are to work with. Once they're all the way down and zooming like Mercury, you're done. Your day's going to suck. That's just how it is, or your week or your month, and sometimes your whole freaking year, right? But we get a new day every day. Sun rises, get up in the morning, feel that possibility, and watch your breath. And notice what kind of thoughts are riding my breath in and out. And a great place to start is remember what your breath is. It's the most precious thing in your life, and it's completely free, and it's completely unlimited. And what is the appropriate response to that situation? Thank you. Thank you. And Masaru Emoto has a beautiful quote about, he's the one about messages from water and what we think is recorded in water. Again, you can think it's woo-woo or whatever, but generally, the thoughts you put out create your reality, create your vibe. We all know people who are really negative thinkers, and they have a big kind of like pig pen, a big stink around them. And we notice people who have really happy thoughts, and we like to be around them. Water, animals, plants, all the same. They respond. So gratitude, and what Masaru Emoto says, when we become the embodiment of gratitude, think how pure the water that fills our bodies will be. Remember, we're 70% water. Think how pure the water that fills our bodies will be. When we become the embodiment of gratitude, think how pure the water will be. When this happens, we will become beautiful, shining crystals of light. All that just from saying thank you. And a great way to start on becoming the embodiment of gratitude is noticing your breath and saying thank you. And keep in mind that the fuller you breathe, right, the whole point of breath, because the lungs are like our wings. They can carry us up or they can crash like Icarus. The whole point of our lungs is they serve the heart. They bring oxygen to our hearts. They help oxygenate our blood. And the more full our blood is with oxygen from those full, long, slow, grateful 3-part breaths, the more full of oxygen our blood is, the more powerfully it perfuses every cell in our body. And I may get resentful because Jeff Bezos has all that money and can do whatever he wants, or Elon Musk, or whoever those people are with all that money that can do everything. The bottom line is, you take a full conscious breath and exhale. Pretty soon, your blood will be as oxygenated as the wealthiest person. You will be the wealthiest person on earth because you may want money, you may want cars, you may want beautiful men or women or thems or whatever. Your body wants oxygen. It's very clear about that. The more fully oxygenated your blood is, the wealthier your blood is, the more highly functioning every cell, every organ in your body will be. So the billionaire may have all that money, but if they're breathing in really shallow breaths, like most people are most of the time, they're going to be filled with anxiety. I don't care how much money they have, right? So take $1 billion breath. It's unlimited and it's free. I mean, is that not good news? That's worth smiling about. So, hey, thank you so much for listening. This is good news about the world falling apart. Hey, check out my other episodes, give them likes, tell your friends. And if you're curious about where the message comes from, check out the book I wrote. Good news about the world falling apart, the third turning of human consciousness. And believe me, the conscious breath is the absolute cornerstone of the third turning. And you can find them online or shoot me an email and I'll mail you one, right? They're cheap. Books are $10 each. You can also get them on Audible and KDP. Alrighty, thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you on the flip side.